So I'm dealing with a little bit of migraine today. I'm getting over it, but I haven't been able to read too much. So we'll probably be pretty quick here. But we've been talking about Jesus's words and understanding what Jesus said and getting what he actually said into our hearts and our minds. And there's no better place to go to look for that than Matthew 5, 6, and 7. That's the Sermon on the Mount. It starts with the Beatitudes. It goes into just some amazing teaching from Jesus, just point blank, word for word, dialed in teaching from Jesus, that there's no twisting, there's no spinning around to believe a certain way. It's just very bold and upfront. And that's really what I love reading, that, because you can't argue with it. It's just very point blank. And something he said here, Matthew chapter 5, verse 13, says, "You are the salt of the earth, but if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? It is no longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, so that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven." And really what Jesus is saying here is your passion. We can become passionate about a lot of things. I love Carolina basketball. See, Carolina here, right? I love Carolina basketball, and I get very passionate about it at times. I tend to control myself most of the time anymore, but I can be very boisterous when I'm watching a game, if I just let myself a couple times, right? And we can be passionate about a lot of things. In our modern world, we get passionate about sports. We get passionate about our politics. I like to eat. I get passionate about food too, right? But there's so many things that we can just love, and our passion goes to the 100th level real fast about it. And what Jesus is saying here is, don't allow your passion to be squelched. Don't let your fire be burned out for Him. Right? We need to make sure that we stay passionate about Him, and that our salt and our light don't turn sour and dark to people. That we allow our love and our spiritual fervor to stay placed on loving people and being passionate for Jesus, and not allowing it to kind of turn into political drama or political passion, and don't allow it to turn into hatred, and don't allow it to turn into frustration towards somebody else, because that's what the enemy wants. That sows discord, and that creates distance between you and the person you're supposed to be ministering to, right? That if we can stay focused on allowing that spiritual fervor, that salt and that light to be honed in on an idea of loving others, serving others. Like Jesus said, go if someone force you to go 2 miles with them. In other words, go above and beyond what's required in this human life. Go above and beyond, giving and serving and loving. And when you get the chance to show grace, when you get the chance to show Jesus, you show Jesus, right? But so often we can become frustrated with what's going on in the world and in society, at our jobs or in our family lives, and that salt turns sour, or that light goes dark. And there creates the distance between the people you're supposed to be ministering to, right? Between the world and you. It's a very fine line, because you don't need to be of the world, but we are living in it. And if we create distance between ourselves and the world, it's really hard to reach those people for Jesus. It's really hard to reach the world for Jesus if they're beyond an arm's length. And so often they try to push us away, and we're okay with it. We say, okay, you know what? Yeah, you put your arm out, I'll put my arm out, and we'll keep another foot between our hands, right? When they try to push us away, we gotta come closer, and we don't need to be pushing them away as well, right? We don't need to take part in what they're taking part in, but we don't need to let them get away from us either. And our attitudes and our actions can far too often keep separation from us and the world, rather than going and getting them, which is, by the way, what Jesus did to us. He came and got us. He left the 99 to come find the one, right? So we don't let that salt and light become sour and dark and create separation from you and the world. That just creates a separation from you and ministering to the world, right? So thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it. My name is Jason. This is Art of Creation Homestead. We love you guys. God bless you and goodbye.